It's we 12-4 this year, so we did something better. I thought the execution with the offense, the balance was much better. The defense did a heck of a job of stepping up and stopping the run. This year, we improved in those areas. So it was good to see the areas that we went into the offseason with trying to improve upon that we did.
The chess game between your defense and their offense, last year you were able to subdue Jackson's running more than people thought. What changes do you expect from them, if any, this week? And, the idea of adjusting and counter-adjusting?
I'm sure they'll have a couple adjustments. I mean, we played them less than 2 weeks ago, so they'll have something for us, and we'll have to adjust to whatever they're doing, and we'll do the same. But I think two teams that are familiar with one another, this game's going to boil down to execution and winning your one-on-ones.
Anthony, is there a significant adjustment, though, just seeing what they do and the type of offense they've run? You've got six weeks or so of film on them, played them. Aren't they pretty much kind of doing just the same things, but just doing it well?
Absolutely. I mean, they're saying stop us. I mean, you know what they're going to do, but you still have to play disciplined and sound football because they make you play 11 on 11 with the quarterback's versatility.
Coach, you mentioned you're 8-0 outside of the L.A. area this year. How have you seemingly mastered the road trip and being able to play so well on the road?
I think these guys, they just, when we travel, it's something about playing in hostile environments. That they just come together. They keep it tight. They have a unique skill set of eliminating distractions, staying focused, and I have to give them credit for that.
How do you feel like you did against Jackson in that first game?
I think he had less than 40 yards rushing in that first game, so I thought we did a pretty good job of containing him. But, of course, the other guys, that they got loose at different times. But overall, our defense held them under what the rush total was. It still wasn't good enough, but I think we can improve on that this week.
The fact that you're playing on Sunday rather than on Saturday, is that helpful at all? Is it kind of a comfort level that you're in your regular routine and you know that this day is going to be devoted to this particular thing?
It helps to be in your regular routine, and anytime you can get an extra day for recovery, that always helps. So it gives you another day to prepare and plan. So, they had the same advantage. So I don't really see that being an advantage, to be honest with you. You know what? We're going to look at him at the individual and see where he's at. I think he's gotten better every single day, Eric, so we'll see.
Coach, is it an advantage or a disadvantage to be playing the same team you faced just a couple weeks ago?
I don't think it's an advantage or disadvantage. Like I said, they have to prepare for us. We have to prepare for them. We're both familiar with one another. I think this game's going to come down to just who executes the best.
A lot of your key players have never played in the playoffs. Do you take it upon yourself to teach them about that experience, or is it players who need to do that?
Well, Mark, I don't think I can do that in a week. I want them to approach this game just like any other game, but understanding that it is a playoff game, it's going to be a little more exciting. We've talked about different ways of handling anxiety and things like that, but I want guys to go out and just execute, focus on the fundamentals and techniques, and just execute.
Through the course of the season, a number of your players have said, this is a special team. We have something special going here. Is this a time when you prove it?
I think so. I think this is why you do all those things that you do in the off season when you train here together, when you do those team building exercises. Our guys, like I said, they keep it tight and they're close, and it can show in the playoffs for sure.
Anthony, they blitzed more than any other defense in the NFL this season. How much do you think that pressure affected the offense's rhythm first time around?
Yes, they do blitz more than any team that we face for sure. They like to attack, but you have to make them pay, and so we didn't do that the first time. And if we can get that done this time, it'll be good.
How much of that, in terms of scheming now, how much of that has to do with just game planning beforehand versus executing in the moment, dealing with that pressure?
I didn't understand your question.
I guess, what do you mean, or how much do you game plan now for that blitz?
They've been blitzing all year, brother. I blitz more than anybody in the National Football League. So, we know where they're blitzing from, and what they're doing. But you have to stand in front of them. You have to block them. You have to win your one-on-ones. And give us time to throw the ball down the field, give Melvin time to get on the safeties. We have to be better at those things this week.
I guess what I meant is, do you focus on anything more this time around than you did the last time around, or is it just a matter of
this is a matter of this is an execution game to me. We talked fundamentals this morning. Guys just went through a walkthrough. The fundamentals was really good, even in a walkthrough environment, just to see the leverage and guys just that focused and thinking about their assignment. So.
You got a few more players in last week, like Rashawn. You think having Jatavis Brown out, that kind of helps
It doesn't help us with Jatavis being out. No, Jatavis been steady all year long. He's one of our best linebackers, and we're going to miss him. It's going to be hard to replace him.
With him being out, how important is it for that defensive line to play even better, I guess, to protect that second line?
Well, it's interesting you say that, Eric, because we are counting on our defensive line big. You know, they're going to have to get off blocks and make plays and play two gaps at times. So, yes, our defensive line needs to step up and play big this week.
Did they play well in that first matchup against Baltimore?
Well, like I said, our defense held them to less than their normal numbers. So I think the defense did play well enough, but obviously we can improve on it.
Without that linebacker, could you put Derwin in maybe playing more down there? Or?
Well, he's always been in the box. You know, DJ, he's not a linebacker, but he's always around the box. You don't want to take him out of his role because I think he's pretty good at his role. But, you know, you may see Jalil, down more. But we have backups, and those guys got to step up and make plays, just like we've been doing all year, the next man up mentality.
Lamar's only 200-yard passing game came against you guys. Did the arm strength or poise in the pocket surprise you guys?
No, not at all. I mean, I watched this young man in college. He threw for over 9,000 yards. I mean, he's a quarterback. He can throw the football.
How much would a more effective running game maybe ease some of their pressure defensively that blitz neutralize?
Anytime you can run the ball in January is good. But if you can run the football, there's nothing else you can't do. So, yeah, we need to be more efficient in the running game when we get our opportunities, for sure.
Coach, a couple of times you mentioned the fact that your team keeps it tight, and that's one of the reasons why they're so successful. What do you mean when you say they keep it tight?
Well, I don't mean tight as in tense. I mean, they're like a brotherhood, man. I mean, those guys love one another. They play for one another. It's cool to watch, you know, the relationships that we have in our locker room and on our football team.
Anthony, what do you guys, with Hunter Henry, I know you said his role's increased a lot. Is he going to be good to go, you think, this weekend?
You know, like I said earlier in the week, you know, we're going to give him some reps this week, evaluate him at the end, and see where he's at.
Coach, going into this game, in a playoff game where the stakes are higher, do you play more conservatively, or you just let's let it rip and let's try everything we can?
But no, I mean, there is no next week when you make it to the, you know, this tournament here. So if you got something, I'm not holding nothing back. I can tell you that.
If Henry is available on Sunday, will he be under a pitch count, or will he just play?
Sure, he'd be on a pitch count. He hadn't been on the football field since April. So yeah.
Coach, with your team in a little bit of a transition, you're playing at a temporary home, not in your new stadium yet.
Yeah.
What does it say about these guys that they were able to come through with such a good season and make it to the postseason with a team that's in transition like this?
Well, they're tough and they're good football players. You know, we don't care where we play, who's there. You know, we show up and we play ball. Those guys compete, and that's what they've done all year.
You played and won at maybe 3 or 4 of the most difficult venues in the NFL this year. How does Baltimore rank in terms of how tough is it to play?
It's a hostile environment. Yeah, I mean, they have a great fan base there. They're going to be loud, screaming. I've played in playoffs there before, and it's pretty cool. I think the guys are going to enjoy it. It'll be fun.
Almost like a college football environment because of that band in the end zone and how close.
Well, I mean, I forgot about the band, but since you mentioned the band, yeah. Nice little drum roll.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay.